There's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with a wrap-up video for our Playing on a Budget Waste Not deck. I really enjoyed this deck. I thought that it performed quite well. The two Mardu matchups that we went against, I'm going to chalk that up more to just not very good luck on our side and pretty good luck on our opponent's side with the top decks and the ability for him either way too many lands on our part or not enough lands on our part to hit those gray merchants on especially that last match. But it definitely is a winnable matchup, as you can see. In fact, I actually think it's favorable with the Waste Not deck, as they do have you have ways to shut them down through the Drown in Sorrows and the Bile Blights against the token version, and even just like the turn 2 Waste Not into turn 3, either mine or a Rakshasa secret is a lot of times just seals the deal right there. Again, this deck does have problems with top decks. I do like the interaction between Black Cat and Tymaret. I wonder if there's some other interactions in Standard. That's what I'm opening us up to you, the fans, to see if there's any cards in here that you would put in if you go higher up in the Tymaret count, higher up in the Necromancer Stockpile count. Because I know this little interaction between Tymaret and Black Cat is pretty good. I'm thinking that maybe even like an Underworld Cerberus might not be a bad card to throw in here. And even if you sacrifice your Underworld Cerberus to get back everything in your graveyard, and your opponent gets back everything in his graveyard, that still might be in your favor. And one thing about a discard deck, though, is if you just make them discard all their cards and then you play an Underworld Cerberus, then they can't have they usually don't have any removal left to deal with an Underworld Cerberus, and a 6/6 that has to be blocked by 3 creatures isn't a bad card. In fact, I think that the Cerberus would be a great card in the sideboard, and I'm always looking for a way to make this card work. So I'll test this out to see if Cerberus actually does have a home. I'm not sure I quite like the Despises in here. In fact, those are the cards I would take out, is just plain Despise. I think Thoughtseize would work better if you are going to go the Cerberus route, but some amount of number of Cerberus I think would be ideal for this deck, and maybe in the place of a Black Cat. I mean, it has a great synergy with Necromancer Stockpile. I think that between the 4 secrets and Mind Rots, you don't need like Despise or Thoughtseize, and Master Feasts filling back up their hand seems to be more like the scenario that's been happening, rather than wanting like a Thoughtseize to get rid of that last card or something. So Underworld Cerberus with Whip, and even if you had to discard your own Cerberus, that's a nice little combination with Whip and Cerberus and Necromancer Stockpile. Some you could also put in here is the Tormented Thought, or Tormenting Thoughts is another way you can discard stuff to dig yourself deeper to find the combination. So let's see if I can find what it's called. Tormenting, I believe is what it's called. Tormenting Voice is another card I thought about putting in this deck. So it is sorcery speed. I kind of wish this was instant, as you can discard a card and then draw 2 cards. So again, if it's early, you can actually discard cards you don't need. It's a way to get rid of excess secrets and Mind Rots that are kind of sitting dead in your hand, or excess whips. So some amount of these cards, I'm thinking, have some sort of justification in this deck. So let me know what you put in. Maybe there's a hidden gem that I'm not aware of, and let's see if we can test this deck out, because it is budget right now. I'm sure you can make it non-budget, especially with like Thoughtseizes, if that's the route you want to go. Or Hero's Downfall, I was thinking, would make a great addition to this deck, as it is a way to get rid of those pesky Planeswalkers, and there seems to be plenty of Planeswalkers in the format. Didn't even run up against any Elspeths, which I'm sure those Mardu decks were running. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this match, or this video. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.